Okay, so starting with a couple of my customs. These two happen to be some of the earliest ones that I did, and also kind of like the rudimentary, crappy kind of ones. I don't even remember which one of these I did first, but let's just start with the simpler of the two. So, um, this doll was the character Kira, Barbie's like first Asian themed friend. And what I was going for was just trying to kind of like create a kind of like a dark superhero bat kind of girl. So I had this little cardboard mask that came with another doll because it was at like a Halloween masquerade. It was actually a little Kelly doll. So I colored the mask black and then I just glued it onto her face. So you can still see her eyes. I didn't do anything to those, but the mask is attached. And then I tried to color her lips and draw a little bit of sideburns, I guess. Some hair right there. Her hair is short in a ponytail. The rubber band is so old that it'll probably fray and fall apart if I undo it. So all I did was wrap her body in electrical tape. Okay, so she can only move her arms forward. She can't sit. She can kind of bend her legs because they have the snap joints, but one of them doesn't really bend very well. And the whole thing is just a damn mess. It really is. It's very crude. And then I took these wings from my Morrigan action figure from, it was a Camcom fighting set. So I got Morrigan versus Captain America. And the thing is with her action figure, there were these little rods that stuck out of her back that you attach the wings to, and it was really hard to get those wings to stick on. And then I ended up getting a second action figure of Morrigan, which was rubber. And you know how curious you can be when you have an action figure. She actually had real clothing on, so I started to take the clothing off, and I noticed that the rubber Morrigan body actually had nipples on the breasts, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to take that off. But I liked the wings better because they didn't stick straight out like the first one. But there was this, these didn't stay attached to her very well because all it was there was a rod, and the rod had these like little like a winch, and you attach that onto there, and then you just slip it onto these two little like rubber bands that were elastic bands that were sewn onto the back of her outfit. So when you had that rod on her back with these wings, it would just kind of fall, and then it would end up slipping, and the action figure was just a really bad application. So I made sure that when I was wrapping tape around here that I made little slits, and I would just easily put the wings into the slit of the tape so she could be a Batgirl. But this is also like 15 years old, so now they don't stay in very well. The tape is old and gunky and all that. So, I mean, if I did unwrap her body, she'd probably have all that like sticky residue from tape, but she could be salvaged. And I'm thinking of doing something like that for her. The second one's a bit more creative. I was going for a Frankenstein creation. So, let's see if I can... This is an African-American doll, so it would be Christy. And I don't remember what line she came from, but I noticed that her hair had this really nice, like a tiger's eye effect. How it had these highlights down the center. Even though her hair is all kind of choppy, I decided I wanted to use her. So you can see I painted her eyes. I was kind of going for a Borg-like look as well, trying to have like one natural eye and then one computer-generated, animatronic kind of thing. So her body is wrapped up in duct tape with little bits of wire and studs, earring backings, tiny screws. I even cut off one hand and glued on a claw from one of my brother's action figures that he broke. I think it was like a Digimon of some sort. You know, she's got flat feet. I can put shoes on her. So yeah, these are earring backings. This is a screw-on stud from a choker. These are also little choker studs. These are the plastic coated wires that you get when you unwrap a doll from its box. This is one of those little medical brackets when you have gauze wrapped around your arm. I even put a ring on her hand, you know, but trying to keep a little bit of her human. But yeah, she was supposed to be kind of like my villain and just be like, you know, a creation gone wrong that is losing her humanity, kind of, in a way. So, you know, obviously with just the tape wrapped around, I mean, she wasn't one of the dolls that could pivot. She had like one of those flat torsos, but she can she can still move her legs forward and everything. But I had a great idea. I just didn't know how to apply it at the time when I did these two. So that's one of the reasons why I was kind of hesitant about sharing it, because when I've seen others with their creations, it's kind of like, why would I bother wanting to share this when I know it's complete and utter crap? But everyone starts out that way, of course. You know, you've got to have your failure to learn from and grow from it. So even though these didn't turn out how I had envisioned, and you know that I went about the wrong way of applying my idea, because you know, see, look, the tape is all coming off of her foot and all that. You could at least see where I was going with it, and I was like, I'm gonna say about 15, you know, because I don't exactly remember, but it was one of those things of also not knowing what the right kind of tools were to use. So obviously you just, you know, it's like you take white out and paint on their eyes, and then you take marker and draw on that, and you know, or you draw on their body with permanent marker or Sharpies and whatnot. I didn't know about acetone to wipe off the face, and then using chalk pastels, even though I have them, you know, I just never really used them. They were kind of really messy. So this was just me figuring things out on my own, trying to just make something different and actually make dolls that my brothers would actually be interested in playing with when we did play together. You know, they were like, "Ooh, I want to play the bad guy, the monster kind of thing," and I would, you know, have the hero or whatever. And so this was way before they did the DC and Marvel dolls. This was before they decided to do the Barbie as a spy kind of thing. But you know, this also wasn't on the level of the collector edition, like when they did like the Munsters, you know, like Lily Munster and all that. So you can tell I was a bit of a different kind of kid, and I made these. So I don't even really have names for them except, you know, Batgirl and Frankenstein. But this is just the beginning, and I can tell you they get better from here on out. So thanks for watching.